I think of family as the people that I interact with very regularly, and not just like a friend thing, but an activity kind of thing.
Delilah is my mini mommy. Marcus is really sweet and sensitive and thoughtful. And Joseph is something else.
How would they describe you?
I don't know, I guess it depends on if I'm here or not. I expect to be respected. I keep a pretty tight leash on the kids. And they know that, and I'm kind of a drill sergeant.
Hi, puppy. Hello. Yes, hi. Oh, he's a baby. All right, watch out, guys. Watch out. I know. It's so hard. It's okay, Ira. What are you guys having? Punch. Oh, punch. Punch pizza. Oh, punch pizza's good. Alright, you guys ready? Alright, let's go to the bowl. I wanna go that way.
So are you a single mom?
Yes. Yep.
And, okay, so are they all your biological children, or are they foster children, adopted?
They're all three my biological children.
But you were a foster child.
I was, yes.
How do you think your experience as a child is different from your biological children's?
Well, I think that how I grew up and the things that I experienced as a child is part of the reason why I'm such a strict parent now. Because I'd even go so far as to say that I'm overly protective of my kids, because I don't want them to ever have to experience some of the things that I did when I was younger. But then by doing that, I think in turn I've also kept them a little naive. And I'm starting to see that more now that my daughter's getting a little bit older. Like, there's discussions I probably should have had with her sooner that I haven't.
You're gonna make him poop. See his butt's flying. He's gonna poop. Oh, it's getting chunky. That's his butt.
The girls have pretty much grown up together. Delilah was 4 when we bought our house. And then Clara was 4 months when she came here. I think that they look more alike than they look like their moms. They've got similar types of hair, which has been a struggle with both of them. But then they've faced some challenges with people making comments about them having white moms, things like that. So they've kind of made their own little family type relationship between the two of them.
I don't know. I've always had cats, and I feel like a home without a cat is just a house. They help us through hard times, and they definitely demand things from us too. They miss us when we're gone. Cats have that funny way of greeting you when you come home without seeming like they're greeting you, because they don't want to seem too excited. Patty and Selma moved in with me like a week or two after I got hit by the car, and they really perked me up and made me feel better about things, having a buddy to run around on me after the injury. And so I feel like Patty and Selma both helped me recover from that injury, and Selma's kind of an old biddy now, but I feel like we've been through some tough stuff together, because they were pretty stressed when they came to me from the situation that they were leaving, and I was having a hard time, and it was really fun building a relationship with them.
Means
Or
us together.
us too.
And the dogs.
And then of course we have 3 dogs, and we've had a lot of dogs through our family. They kind of come and go.
As far as us, we're actually pretty independent. We do kind of try to do our own thing, so to speak. Like just now, we didn't realize that the other had sent in pictures to the magazine that we both did.
Yeah, family to us means that we don't communicate ever.
No.
Maybe once in a while, but hardly ever.
Mainly more by text messaging.
Yeah, it's safe that way. Yep.
And when she's at work, email. We'll send emails. We're not those two that has to do everything together, joined at the hip, and like she'll come home and it's like, I'm done with the dog, so I go off and go shopping or go do my own thing. Her real family, her mom and dad are getting older. Her dad's gone through some setbacks, so you kind of go there about every other weekend. My dynamic is just, it's actually not different than what you would see in your hetero couples, that I'm not close to my family. My parents are both dead. I have 2 brothers, 2 sisters, and 1 brother is not accepting of our relationship. At least not with we would want the acceptance to be. He wants it to be on his terms, and I'm not okay with that. So I have not spoken to him in years. And then my other 3 siblings, they live, 2 in Kentucky, 1 in Georgia. And, we speak, but like I said, I don't really like them that much. They're just not who I like as people. Mm-hmm. Individually, there's things about them that I like, but as a whole, so I choose not to really, we'll speak when we have to, but that's about it. So that's my family. And, and her parents are very accepting of me. Mm-hmm. Very, very accepting of me. And eventually we would like to expand on the canine family, like get to a point to where we could, we work with rescue, only transporting, because we don't have the room to help with fostering and things of that nature. Mm-hmm. She has still quite a few younger nieces and nephews, and we would like to get to a point to where, where we live now is very small, and there's not like a lot of room to have people over. We have kind of some issues with the dogs, but for us, we would like to expand the family to a point to where we can include the, like her nieces and nephews and all within our family, have them coming over and things like that. And the only way to do that is to get out of where we're living right now. So we're discussing moving somewhere to kind of get a bigger place, open area, and more room. And goats. We want goats.
And we've also talked, I don't know how seriously, but it's come up a couple of times, and I think more about it every day actually, about the notion of fostering older children, like human children, not dog children. We had Chris's niece stay with us for probably 5 years on and off.
Yeah.
And it turned out to be actually a really good situation, even though it was kind of a dreadful situation why she came to live with us in the first place. And there is a lot of stuff that went on during those 5 years, but looking back at it a couple years later, it was actually a really pleasant living family.
Let's get a selfie.
Ollie, you want to get a picture with the gorilla? Yeah?
That thing, we're hiding it. Here it is, ready? He loves cars and trucks and vehicles and trains more than music. That was something that really surprised me, was because I didn't believe in gender differences really until I had a boy, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna not encourage cars and trucks and boy things, but he just went directly. Who do we have in our family? Do you know? There's me, Mom, and Eric, Dad, and you, and then we have 2 other members of our family. Who's that? Grammy and Grandpa too. I was thinking in our house.
Mickey and Charlie.
We have Mika and Charlie, our dog and our cat. But Grammy and Grandpa are very close in our family. James, I think you should let Oliver have a try.
Maybe when 9-5.
No, I think when you're 4.
Maybe when 9-5.
I think that's not gonna work for me. Would you like to give Oliver a try? And you can do the drumsticks? James.
Maybe when 9-5.
Do you want to do the drumsticks? You want to do the drumsticks? Here, Ollie. James decided that he would do it when he's 4.
Pretty nice, Ollie. What do you say?
Well, I think the biggest thing for me is family. Family grounds me. I have a lot of different jobs and a lot of different hobbies, and I'm kind of a flighty Gemini in some ways, flitting around and doing lots of different things. But my family is very important to me, and so even something as small as dinner time helps to ground me and give me sort of stability.
Yeah, we don't know how to use the grill so much yet, as you probably saw. I don't know if you saw that one video, but we attempted to start the grill. Apparently, a professor gave feedback and told us that we weren't using the grill appropriately. We've never had a charcoal grill before, and so we were trying to figure out how to use it. So Marisa taped. I missed up her name because it's different same as yours. Yeah, but we were trying to use it, and it was a complete failure. And then honeymoon stuff.
When is that picture from?
That is when we got engaged. It was at the top of the John Hancock building in Chicago.
I didn't even think of how different I probably look.
Oh, yeah.
I
That's
had, right before we moved here, I had jaw surgery. As you can see from the very prominent chin on that young man over there, I had an underbite that needed to be corrected.
You know, there are people that I know if I needed help and I asked for it, they would, if it was at all within their power, they would do it. And the same goes for me.
I've sort of gauged my own importance by usefulness a lot in my life, and after I got hit by the car year and a half ago and injured my shoulder, there's a lot of things I used to do around the house that I haven't been able to do anymore, and there was a period of time that I couldn't do much for myself at all. And I felt really worthless because I couldn't do anything for myself. Like I couldn't cut up my own food, and I couldn't brush my hair, and it just, I felt useless. And everybody was just there for me and did things for me.
Hey, Karen.
Hi.
Looks like you're busy, huh? Yeah, yep. doing some projects today. Yeah. Beautiful day out. I know. Yep.
Start bringing things to it.
Yeah.
Oh, there's like green grass in here.
Oh my God.
When I was growing up in the 60s, I was born in 1953, so the late 50s was kind of an interesting time with the Cold War and people moving to suburbia and becoming isolated, and more, just kind of separate in all of our electronics and our great big houses, and competition and pressure on commercialism. I think there was kind of a lot of separation, and people felt very disconnected from their communities. And I see, at least in my generation, I see a swing back towards wanting that connectedness and not being afraid or resistant to connection.